This is the Waterdrop WD-A2 countertop reverse osmosis system. And honestly, just looking at it sitting here next to me, the first thing that comes to mind is how modern and clean it looks. The design is pretty sleek, and it doesn't scream, "Hey, I'm an appliance." It actually fits perfectly on my kitchen countertop without taking up a ton of space, though I'll admit it is not tiny. If you like the look of high-end kitchen gear, you'll probably appreciate how the WD-A2 fits into your space. From my experience, setting up a water filtration system has always seemed a bit intimidating. Maybe that's just me, but I usually worry about complicated installations, tools, and maybe even accidentally flooding my kitchen. With this one, I was a little skeptical at first, but the process was actually pretty straightforward and pain-free. There's no drilling or connecting it to your plumbing or water line required. It sits on your countertop and uses a removable tank for water. You just fill the tank at your sink, put it back into place, and that's it. The flush process. That's just letting water run through the system to clean it before your first drink. Took about half an hour, but the instructions were simple and easy to follow. It's pretty much ready to use right out of the box once you've done that. Talking about the key features that stood out for me, the smart LED touchscreen is really user-friendly. It makes controlling temperature and the amount of water dispensed super easy. You get to pick from 6 temperature settings, so whether you want a cold drink at around 59 degrees Celsius or need hot water for your tea up to the advertised 203 degrees Celsius, you just touch and go. I love the instant hot water function for making coffee or ramen, and I use the cold mode for my water bottle after a workout. In my opinion, being able to adjust the temperature so precisely really adds to the convenience. To explain a bit more for anyone new to reverse osmosis, the WD-A2 uses a 5-stage filtration process. The highlight is the 0.001 micron RO membrane, which just means it can filter out super tiny stuff like heavy metals, chlorine, lead, and various kinds of chemical contaminants. It even gets rid of stuff like PFOS, fluoride, and sediment. On top of that, there's UV sterilization built in, so basically the water you get is as clean as you can reasonably expect at home. If you've ever wondered about TDS, it stands for Total Dissolved Solids. That's a measure of everything dissolved in your tap water. Lower is usually better for taste and safety, so the WD-A2 keeps your TS levels low and lets you see the real-time numbers on the smart screen. One thing I was a little unsure about was how much water these kinds of systems can waste. Traditional reverse osmosis is pretty inefficient, but Waterdrop claims a 3-to-1 pure water to drain ratio. In plain English, for every 3 cups of purified water, only about 1 cup gets wasted. That's actually a lot better than most systems I've looked at, so it felt good not seeing so much water going down the drain. If you, like me, are a bit conscious about water waste and the mountains of single-use plastic bottles we all get through, using a system like this just makes sense. Let's talk about how it works in my daily routine. I have used it for everything, making pour-over coffee, instant noodles, and even just for filling up my cat's water bowl. There's a portable pitcher with a 40-ounce capacity that clicks out, so you can take it straight to the living room or even to your desk if you're working from home. I find that convenient when I don't want to make a bunch of trips back and forth. If you need a bigger batch, you can choose from preset water volumes, like 4, 8, 16, or 20 ounces, or just hit the continuous mode if you want to fill a whole pot. From my experience, the taste of the water improved a lot. Tap water can sometimes have that chlorine smell or a strange aftertaste, but this system made my coffee taste cleaner, and my water just felt more refreshing. It's perfect for people who drink a lot of water every day or who care about what they're putting in their bodies. Now, even though I love most things about the WD-A2, it's fair to mention some little drawbacks. For one, it's not the lightest appliance. Weighing around 22 pounds and standing about 16 inches tall, you definitely need a dedicated space for it. And putting it under a low cabinet can make it tricky to refill the tank. I started out thinking this would be an issue, but personally, once I found a good spot on my counter, I barely moved it. Another thing I noticed is about the hot water. The system claims to go up to 203 degrees Fahrenheit, but in real usage, the hottest it gets is usually around 165 to 185 degrees Fahrenheit. For regular tea and coffee, that's more than hot enough, but if you're super picky or want the absolute max temperature, just keep that in mind. Maintenance is something I worried about, but with this one, it's super simple. The main composite filter should last around 12 months or up to 1,100 gallons, which for my household means I'm set for a whole year. The system itself reminds you when to replace the filter and keeps track of water quality. so there's no guessing or marking dates on the calendar. In my opinion, it's perfect for people who rent, have a small kitchen, or move around a lot. I'd recommend this for anyone who wants better water but doesn't want to mess up their plumbing or go through a big installation. It's also pretty ideal for offices, waiting rooms, or anywhere a bunch of people need access to filtered hot and cold water on demand. From my experience, this system encourages me to stay hydrated. It somehow makes water more appealing. The chilled setting is just the right refreshing touch after a workout, and the hot water comes in handy for late-night instant noodles or for making a cup of herbal tea without waiting for a kettle. In conclusion, if you've been thinking about upgrading your water at home, looking to reduce your plastic waste, or want pure water you can trust in a matter of seconds, the Waterdrop WD-A2 Countertop Reverse Osmosis System is a solid pick. It's straightforward to use, doesn't require any major setup, and keeps the water tasting great. Sure, it's a bit bulky and heavy, and the hot water doesn't quite reach boiling, but overall the positives far outweigh those minor nitpicks. It's become a staple on my kitchen counter, and I honestly wish I'd made the switch sooner. I will leave all the information about the Waterdrop WD-A2 Countertop Reverse Osmosis System in the comments. I hope to see you again in the following videos.